Today I've got the day off work, so I figured it'd be a good day to kind of show what a day looks like living in a camper. So it's like 9:30 in the morning and I'm gonna get a shower. Getting a shower in a camper is just a tiny bit different. You have to make sure that your tanks are empty, so water doesn't start to come into the shower if your tanks are full. So in the camper we've got two tanks, a gray water tank and a black water tank. Gray water tank is all of your sinks, your showers, just your gray water. Black tank is your toilet and your toilet only. So for shower, I'm going to check the gray water tank level and see where it's at. And right here for us, this is kind of nice that we actually have a sensor that lets us know how full our tanks are. So I hit gray and it says empty. So we should be good. I shouldn't have to worry about emptying it because it's already empty. So our shower is actually the biggest shower that we've ever had in this current travel trailer. We've been in a Class A RV and a truck camper, and both have been wet baths, which means that the toilet is inside the shower, so the floor gets wet. But this one in particular, we have a shower that's separate than the toilet for the first time in a year and a half since we started full-time traveling. So it's nice, it's not too bad. So the other difference between a shower in a camper and a regular shower in a house, our water heater allows for between like probably 10 and 12 minutes of hot water before it gets extremely cold. So you just kind of have to plan your showers accordingly and make sure that you have enough hot water throughout the whole thing, unless you like cold showers. Our water heater is here, and Mike has it set up on electric right now since we're stationary at a campground, but it also runs on propane so that we can have hot water like if we were boondocking. And actually you're able to switch it right here, so that's our water heater, electric and propane, so we can go between the two, which is kind of nice. So I got a shower, and I was going to clean up the bathroom a little bit because we've got our dirty clothes in there and stuff, and I went to go grab the dirty clothes bag, and I discovered that the carpet was wet in our bedroom. It's not like soaked, but it's a little bit concerning because when we bought the camper, we got the camper so cheap because the floor was rotted out in the bedroom, and Mike redid all the flooring, and we patched the hole in the top cap in the camper and redid the entire roof. So I'm hoping it's not another leak. I'm hoping that it's just condensation on the floor because I had my big drone case and the laundry bag like right where it's wet, so I'm hoping that it's just condensation on the floor and not like leaking in from somewhere. And it's raining outside. It started raining last night, which is a little bit even more concerning. So I already checked the water heater floor, and that doesn't look too bad because the floor that's a little bit wet is right here, and then the water heater is right here. I guess it's a little bit wet. Let me grab a flashlight. Ooh, I just saw something. There it is. Where's that coming from? I just saw another drip. Okay, well, let me check out the water heater situation, because I do see a water drip every, like, I don't know, like 10 seconds or so. I'll be back. So there's like a drip that's coming out of that white fitting right there. It's like, see there? Also seen a little water drip there on the wall. tripping back there a little bit. In the meantime, I had already texted Mike about the wet carpet that I found. So good thing is that Mike is currently working at an RV repair shop while we're out on the road. So he's doing that full time right now. So he is learning a ton about fixing campers and has access to all the accessories at his job and everything. So he's already looking at fixing that for us today when he gets off work. There's always something to work on, but we better get used to it because it's going to be the same on a boat. So it's just part of life. I couldn't tell what it was coming from. Like, I could see the two leaks.
It's leaking in the water heater.
Got my Mr. Handyman on the job.
So we changed a couple of the rubber grommets. They were the old white crushed down. So I ended up changing pretty much all of them. This one here, this one down in here, I changed that one. Both ones up here for my water inlet and my flush, I changed both of those. Got all that going. It looks like that's solved that issue anyway, but I think it might be leaking a little bit up here in this top corner. So I'm gonna have to pull the water heater back out and probably add some more butyl tape. Fun, fun.
In the meantime, just got out of the shower. You just want to make sure, especially in a camper, when you are getting a shower or cooking, anything that is going to put heat inside your camper, make sure you turn the fan on. So ours, we have this fan, which is nice. Our other camper didn't have a fan in the ceiling, so you just turn and then you can make that go up, but it's raining right now, so I'm just going to crack it. And that's just to get all that excess moisture out of the bathroom. I'm hungry. Time for breakfast. The different thing about campers, fridges are a little bit small. This is actually the biggest fridge that we've had in a camper. The RV fridge was pretty close, but the truck camper fridge was much smaller. We're actually able to fit a lot in here for how small it is. But I'm gonna cook some eggs. I'm hungry. Eggs, coffee, and toast is sounding kind of good right now. So storage in a camper can be a little bit tricky. In this particular travel trailer, it's the most storage we've ever had, which is nice. So I've got all these cabinets here. On the other side of the camper, I've got all those cabinets there. I don't have enough counter space to keep like my toaster and coffee maker and that kind of stuff out, so I just keep them in the cabinet. And then up here I've got like plates and stuff that we use like every day. Here I've got all the utensils, and here I've got like a chip shelf and a spice rack shelf. So pots and pans didn't have a great spot like right near the kitchen. But I got this huge drawer that pulls out here, so that's where I keep a lot of my stuff. It's not too bad. Once I got everything kind of like in its place and everything had a spot, it was okay. So, and it's not like I've got to walk into the next room or anything. It's all one room, so we're good. The other thing about cooking in a camper is you, again, don't have a lot of counter space. Good thing about that is it forces you to do the dishes quite often. So I'm going to go ahead and do the dishes even before I start to cook breakfast, because it drives me nuts when I don't have any space at all. Plus, when the dishes are done, I have these handy dandy sink covers that I can put right over the sink, and it adds counter space. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then drying space for the dishes, I'm going to pull out, I've got an extension piece, which is really nice because I have never had that in a camper, but it makes doing dishes that much easier. So we'll pull that out and I'll let you see it. So the extension piece, when we don't have it out, we keep under our dinette. So So now I've got that much more counter space in the kitchen. So this is normally if I have to cook a lot or dry the dishes, this is when I pull that out for. It's kind of a little bit inconvenient to keep it out all the time because you have to walk around it, and if anyone's sitting on the couch they have to move, so it's not a big deal just to take it on and off. So I just got the dishes done. Right now we're at a campground, so we're hooked up to the city water through a hose. If we were boondocking, we'd have to fill up our water holding tank, and then the only other change would be I'd have to turn the water pump on. So that's what pumps it out of our water holding tank. But since we're hooked to a constant flow of water out of the hose, we can just use it like a regular sink. So since the dishes are done, I'm going to utilize our sink covers and use that for extra counter space for cooking my breakfast. So I'm ready for my eggs. The stove works like any other stove. It just runs on propane instead of electric. So we just have to make sure that we have a constant flow of propane. So turn the burner on high. This is my light, and it just comes right on, which is nice. The only thing about the oven that's a little bit different, it works the same. You have to turn the pilot on, but then you actually have to go down there and you have to light the burner with a long lighter. That's really the only difference. So the other part that's a little bit different about living in an RV is you have to drain your tanks. Never really a good idea to leave your tanks open because you can get a clog if you don't have water in there. To kind of break down all the waste and everything. Then you just press down, drains the water directly into your black tank. Let go of it, and then you pull up and it refills your toilet. So we use an RV toilet paper. It's specific to RVs. It's supposed to be rapid dissolving and things like that. It's the same thing as like a one ply. It doesn't really matter which one you use. We just get this one at a discount since Mike works at the RV shop. And then we also use this product here, AquaChem, just to kind of, again, help assist with the breakdown of all of the waste. I think the black tank's about full, so we're going to go empty it. So our valve is on the other side of the camper under the slide. So all you gotta do is pull that and it drains. We've got the lines right here just to kind of hold it up and support it while it drains so it doesn't sag. So like I said, we've got two tanks. So this is the gray water tank, this is the black water tank, and we've got the V that connects the two and then just drains down one hole. So we just wait until it stops draining, and then we just push the valve back closed, and then I go fill it up with a little bit more water. And as far as the tanks go, we probably have to dump the tanks like once a week. It just kind of depends on how much we're here and that kind of thing. Other things that are a little bit different in the camper. Campers are notorious for like mold and condensation because they don't have an attic with fans that kind of blow all of the extra hot air out. So we have learned our lesson to use a dehumidifier. We've used damp rid. We've used fans. We now try to keep windows cracked a little bit as long as it's not raining. In this particular camper, we've got a hood vent that we haven't had in other campers before, so anytime we cook, we make sure to use that. We use the bathroom fan every time, so that's been helping a lot with the condensation issue, and we haven't had any mold issues in this camper. We definitely had mold issues in the truck camper.
Okay, so we have a water standing / mold issue in the bunk. We have some high dollar, what was recommended by everyone, spacers to put under the mattresses. We have a dehumidifier that's running. We have damp rid up in the windows. And we have Jocelyn here with her mask and her gun of choice.
Had about 3 feet of space to crawl in. So that was not fun. But you just kind of learn as you go. Traveling around, I really haven't had much issue with medications and stuff. I just use national pharmacies, like I kind of go between Walgreens, CVS, whatever grocery store is nearby. Just kind of depends on our location, because not every place we've been has all of those pharmacies. But I really haven't had much issue with changing pharmacy. We have learned to have a generator on us at all times. We got a generator when Mike was working at Harbor Freight, so we got the discount, which was nice. We've had a few instances just in the last year and a half of campgrounds losing power. It sucks when you lose your power. We've come back to our fridge not working, food was getting warm, and we didn't have our lights. In the truck camper, we did have a battery things could run on, but that only lasts so long, and you can only power up so many things on your battery at one time. Campground's out of power, which means we have no lights, no refrigerator, and no heat. So we're gonna go get some gas for the generator.
And some cheeseburgers.
It's been nice to have a generator, and it makes it a lot easier when we do go off boondocking or whatever, that we always have enough power to power everything that we need. As far as everything else, the mail gets sent directly to our camper. We have site numbers at the campgrounds, and so we just put the site number on everything. And at this particular campground, our mail comes directly to our door. They just sat it on our camper steps, which is awesome because we don't have to deal with the office. At the other campground that we were at here in California and in Arizona, the mail had to go through the office, which kind of stinks because if the office is closed, you can't get your mail until you can get there when it's open. So that's just one of those things. I use my parents' address as my permanent address, so for a lot of the stuff like my license and all of the government issued stuff, all the federal stuff, all of that stuff still goes to my parents' house, and then my mom just sends me my mail once every couple weeks, so I kind of just get everything in bulk. So I haven't had any mail issues. And then the only other thing that's a little bit different about traveling around full time is like vehicle registration and that kind of thing, insurance, all that good stuff. They like to know where your permanent address is. We haven't run into too much of an issue with that. We've been able to use our campground address. They've accepted that. We just have to show that we get mail to the campground. So that hasn't really been an issue for us. We just got the truck in October, and we were able to use our address in Arizona. Just updating the banks and the insurance companies and just letting them know where your new address is. So overall, living in a camper isn't too much different than living in a house. There's some extra steps that you kind of have to take. Right now I'm just enjoying living in a camper and all the freedom that comes with it.